Hey, I'm Weekend Gabe, and you're checking out Weekend at Gabe's, and thanks for checking out this latest episode. While you're here, also follow us on these social medias at Weekend Gabe, at Weekend at Gabe's, and also at The Real Sam Crane. Thanks for checking us out. I assume that Boots Howard is going to be joining us because we talked to him a moment ago.
We definitely
But
did.
But a little bit of a back history on Boots is that there really isn't a lot of back history on Boots. We had to go to like the grimiest parts of the internet to like grasp at straws to find information. But he does all these really wonderful videos for all these great artists that you might have heard about, including recently Blue the Hundred, Asar, and Trouble Chasing. There he is. So let's bring him in now. Joining us here on Weekend at Games, extraordinaire director, comedian. Maybe he's a lawyer, maybe he isn't. I don't know, but we're gonna find out. Boots Howard joining us on Weekend at Games tonight. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. How are you guys?
I'm fantastic. Like I was mentioning, we like you have zero internet presence besides the videos and what you do on Twitch.
And yet, you may be the most internet famous person that we've had here on this show. It's like a catch-22.
Yeah, I don't know about internet famous. I like to play it. It doesn't seem like it, but I like to play it low key. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, you're definitely the most famous person that we've ever had on the show. Your Instagram is absolutely phenomenal. I think it was like 100 weeks ago. You did this great video of just walking through Walgreens and like people were trying to spy on you, and you were asking for an exclusive line for famous people at Walgreens because all the traction that you were getting. It's very cute. It's clever.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I know we texted back and forth. I was like, this guy is like Nardwar. What is going on? It's so funny that you pulled that out. I had a whole thing where I was pretending to be famous, where I was completely oblivious to how nobody was following me. I just thought it was funny. That's so funny.
Absolutely. So we're gonna have a lot of fun today, but I do want to like seriously ask some questions. So we'll bounce back and forth. But a little bit about you. I understand that you were in accounting and then you went into the world of media and directing videos, but I'm pretty sure there was a moment that happened where you're like, you know what, this really ain't for me. I need to be over here creating art with really great artists themselves.
Yeah. So, my bachelor's is in accounting and finance. I've worked for a bank, a local community bank, since 2012, and have some prior banking experience. And when I turned 30, I just decided like, hey, I've always wanted to do something creative. I'm gonna just get plugged in, and Champaign, Illinois is where I'm at. There's a huge music scene here. And so I got plugged in with a few people. I think you may have mentioned already, but like Sandman Slam, Trouble Chasing, Blue the Hyundai. Those were kind of the first folks that I got plugged in with. And we just kind of builded, that's a word. We built together. We all built together. And like, honestly, like those are my brothers. And then like the list goes on. Jarrell Young, Jamie Gatson, CJ the Artist, Tay the God. I wrote everybody down, but like Jay Moses, Jeff Koons, Great Sky, Mother Nature, right?
Mother Nature, yeah.
Right.
So they're all like here in Champaign, and that's who like I started with creatively, and they just truthfully, all those folks just like believed in me even before I did in myself. And so like I said, when I hit 30, it's something I had always wanted to do, and I had done some creative stuff here and there, but I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go into it full force, and got a super supportive wife that doesn't fully understand it sometimes. When I explain, she doesn't have Twitter, so every once in a while I have to explain the history of Twitter and how all that works. Like,
history of Twitter.
That's great. I'm going to get our daughter down to bed now. Wonderful. Well, so that's a brief little history, I guess you'd say. But yeah.
Word. We had Asar on the show, and I got to wind back to Senpai Fest where I saw Asar perform and came off stage. and I said, "Yo, man, I run the show Weekend at Gabe's. We'd love to get you on for an interview. That's all well and good, but the person I really want to get on for an interview is Boots Howard." And he said, "You're gonna have to wait for me, but I got you on Boots." But we did it the other way around, and we got a song on the show. And while he was on the show, we asked him about y'all relationship, and he said that you are the chaotic supervillain to his superhero. Those were the words that he used. Can you talk about taking up that role and what it meant to don the black hat, as it were?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like I can say this a million times over, but I'm like a visual person. So the truth,
There you go. I thought you were in the law offices there.
no, I'm gonna switch it up here. So like with the star, like you're absolutely right. I don't know if you could see what's on the background there, but I just changed my photos. I just threw in some Asar memes. So yeah, like he is one of the nicest people I've ever met. Like we talk about it all the time, but like that's just a guy that he believes in you. He's a good dude, wants to support everybody, and super talented, man, just super talented. And with Twitter, everything that lines up is just like you see the negative rise up to the top, and it's like you're never going to get that from Asar. So it's like, why not just be the antithesis of what he is and treat it like a villain? I think I brought it up to him when I tried to rewatch the Marvel Cinematic Universe stuff. I was like, you need an origin story, and you need a villain. And I think it started to it. Josie Green, who's part of like Josie, Shy Atkins, where they're part of AIM or whatever. But Josie put something out there with Sunday morning cleaning, and he was like, sorry, you look like one of those early '90s TGIF television shows. I immediately like photoshopped him into a video, and the numbers just like went crazy, and it was like family. And ever since then, it's just been like nonstop. If I'm laughing at home, then I'll post it. That's pretty much what it comes to.
We had another internet Twitter famous guy, Carl from Online, on, and he was talking about how to be great at it, you really got to turn off your brain. And that's like fine for what he does because he usually just fires off tweets, right? But you really get into the weeds on editing memes. I seen you do GIFs. You made that GIF of Weekend Gabe doing the Sprite.
Okay.
And I've been watching that GIF and sending it to people all week. So first off, thank you for that. But I want to get into like,
cool.
Where did you get this technical ability? Because like it goes beyond creating a funny thing to say or respond to. You're really getting into, multimedia comedy almost.
Yeah. Thank you. Where it comes from is just like I've always been tinkering with stuff. Like I've always just tried to figure out how things work. My wife always jokes. She's like, "You either got ADHD." So my wife is a social worker by trade, through education, and she's always social working me and diagnosing me. She's like, "You've got Asperger's or something." You just like dig into everything. I'm like, "That's fine. That's fine." My mental health. Speak to a counselor. I'm happy. So like, I think it just comes from like always trying to figure out how things work, and I always dig into it. I always like go nonstop, and I've just been lucky, honestly, to be surrounded by very talented people that encourage that. From all the musicians I mentioned already to, my close friends that I grew up with, that I'm friends with outside of music, to my wife and my family. Like, that's pretty much what it comes down to. They encourage me, so I'm lucky.
Oh yeah.
So I need to know, and I think we all have answers, but did Asar really tweet that 7-Eleven wings are fire?
I don't know. You're gonna have to ask Pat Jr. I had no Pat Jr. will tell you whether that's true or not. I can't confirm or deny. I mean, legally speaking, anyway.
And you are a lawyer, of course.
Well, yeah, a real lawyer.
A real lawyer. Of course, the biggest legal case that you have dealt with thus far has been the issue of hot dog, sandwich or no.
Yeah, it is a sandwich.
You had one on deck. That is
Yep.
That is what I like to hear. Okay, so if a hot dog is a sandwich,
Hot dog is a sandwich, not if.
okay,
Is a sandwich.
and it's important to note which words you're using. That's a very legalese sort of argument.
Yeah.
So hot dog a sandwich, is a taco a sandwich?
Well, the taco industry, Big Taco, has never approached. But when it comes to when it comes to the wiener industry, I've had numerous conversations with clients. So I'll just approach the tacos as could be a sandwich.
Okay, we'll have to appeal that and take it to the highest court in the land. My last question is like sort of serious because I got a bunch of jokey questions here. But how do you conceptualize the sort of access that you have right now? I know you don't consider yourself like famous, but I mean the names that you've listed off are all, in my opinion, the next wave of Chicago music, of Illinois music, and beyond. I mean, you just talked about Pat Jr. Like, do you conceptualize the amount of access that you have right now to all of these people creating incredible stuff like across the board?
Yeah. In all honesty, yeah. Sometimes I mean, like Asar and I talk about it all the time, and like the folks I mentioned here in Champaign, like we talk about it all the time, in the sense that like we always want to just take one more step forward, whatever it is. What's the next step? What's the next ladder that we can go up to? And you know, I hope everybody that I've mentioned already wins, and that's what that's what I've said from the very beginning when I first started. Like, I don't want the exposure to it. I don't want to, see my face somewhere. Like, I even thought about it for a day, whether I was going to do this, to tell you the truth. Cause like, I don't want it. I never want it to be about me, because without the music, without the, the experience that these ladies and guys have put in to everything, without all that, like I wouldn't be anywhere. Like it's all about that. So like, I try not to think about it, I guess you'd say. Like there's certain times where certain things come up where I'm like, wow, that was really cool, and try to process like, what had happened. But like this past year, I set a goal of like making like 25 music videos or something like that. That's all I had made from when I started in like 2015 in total. So from 15 to 20, it was 25 in total. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna do 25 this year to match. And so with that being said, like I haven't had time to really sit down, process, and reflect. I think I've just been going. But I was talking to like Gold Hayes today, and like that guy is a huge just inspiration, just from like a global perspective, but also just on a singular friend level. Like that guy couldn't be more positive, more supportive with all the people that are around him. And seeing somebody like that win, I mean, you've probably seen it with like Timbaland and stuff like that. Like that's the coolest thing to me, like seeing those guys win, because at the end of the day, the truth is like my culture is like Surge and mayonnaise. You know what I mean? Great jerky. That's what my culture is. And so like I want to see a different culture win. That's all that matters to me, and I'm just here to support. No bullshit.
Yeah. Do you worry about like, I mean, not that it would like keep you up at night, but do you worry about being like too much of a figure like somebody like DJ Academics, where like they have this periphery career that is developed on its own into its own thing. That's seems like it's not something you want for yourself. For Boots Howard, I mean, beyond the sweatshirts that are obviously awesome, and we would like some free ones if you have some chance to send it over.
I can hook you up with some hoodies. I absolutely will. But yeah, I mean, obviously, my biggest inspiration is DJ Academics. Biggest inspiration, hands down, point blank, period. I want to be in a room with Vic Mensa and get called a bitch. Like that's my end goal, honestly. No, I honestly do not want that. I mean, at the end of the day, like I tell everybody I work with, like as long as my wife and my daughter are good, like I'm good. Whatever it is we can do, like whatever we need to do, let me know. But as long as they're good, we're great. Because I don't share a lot of this publicly, but like we tried for like 3 years to have our daughter. And so on a serious note, like we went through some infertility. And so like when she was born, it was like an answer to every prayer, every little dream I had. And once that hit, like nothing else mattered. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So that's why like I don't have concern about the memes I put out there, the jokes that I do, the video stuff. Like, yeah, I have points where I like second guess it or whatever, but like at the end of the day, like as long as my wife and daughter are laughing and happy, like I'm good. I'm good. I don't need anything else. Like I'm here to support everybody else. So
What are some things that I know that you have young children, so do I, but and I laugh at the fuckery that my 2.5-year-old does. So well, what are some things that your daughter does, and you're just like, God damn, that's hilarious.
oh my gosh. The older she gets, the more and more I'm starting to see certain things where I'm like, oh, she's gonna be like me. This is gonna be bad. But she also picks it up from my wife. My wife is honestly just as goofy. I don't, specifics. I can't think of anything. I will say this, like I was getting ready to pull it up right now, but basically we keep a notes app of all the things that she said ever since she started talking. So anything that we are just like dying laughing at, we just put it down. And some of it are just like inside jokes or whatever. But she referred to our dog the other day. His name's Cooper, and she referred to him as lot of butts. Because he always is partying around the house. And she goes, move out of the way, lot of butts. And it was just the funniest thing. So, I mean, she's a spitting image of both of us, more so my wife, thank God. She's a cute kid, and she is a negotiator, just like her attorney father.
That's what we like to hear. At least you're teaching them right. You know, one day she may also become a lawyer.
One day, maybe. We'll see.
A real lawyer.
Mhm.
What are some of the things you're looking forward to in the new year? What I know you said this year was the
Yeah.
25 video challenge, but like, have you begin to map out the Boots Howard world domination tour next year?
The real supervillain arc. You know what I mean? Like you got to come at him like Thanos. Now you've collected all the Infinity Stones. Get to snapping, my guy.
You know what? I don't know. I mean, I really don't know what my plans are for next year as of right now. I honestly, big picture, it's sounds cheesy, but more of a like a good balance. Like I said, I just went 100 miles an hour this year, and so next year it's just more quality time. Like I said, I go to regular counseling. I haven't been in a few weeks, but like just having somebody to talk to just puts a lot of things in perspective. And, I've done a lot of things and worked with a lot of talented people that I'm proud of a bunch of stuff we've done. And I think like I said, I haven't had a chance to reflect on it. So like next year, it's still going to be going quick and doing stupid things here and there. But like well, probably a lot of stupid things that'll never stop. But I think it's just like sitting back and really appreciating more of what's happening. We got a lot of big things in store from the guys that I work with to stuff with Asar with upcoming albums and stuff like that. And you know, we've got a really great team. I mean, I think Asar mentioned it and maybe Roe on his, but like folks on the team from Will to Shawnee, France, Juliana, Kev, like if you don't know these people, like I wouldn't be here and doing the things that I'm doing without their ideas. Like even the Bradley and Associates attorney stuff, like that wasn't even my idea. That was Shawnee, and then we just brainstormed some of the concepts up and stuff like that. And yeah, so I think it's going to be spending more quality time with people I've learned to appreciate a lot more over this last year and a half with the pandemic. Just kind of appreciating that time. So yeah.
Word. Yep. All right. Before we let you go here, I've got a gauntlet, if you will, of stupid questions. And I will run through them all.
Have you noticed the green screen?
The green screen didn't work on the Sprite.
It just melts the Sprite.
Yeah. I texted Ro about it. I was like, I didn't think this one through. I'm like, oh, it is what it is. Okay.
All right. So let's start there then. So you yourself don't have a Sprite sponsorship. Asar has a Sprite sponsorship. But if a brand were to sponsor you, what would that brand be and why?
You want the serious answer or you want the funny answer first?
Both. Funny answer first, for sure.
Okay. Obviously, I think it goes without saying, but a Ballpark Frank sponsorship would be you can tie that into Jordan. I'm sure he's still sponsored by Ballpark, so that would
with a body like that at his age, he's got to be sponsored by Ballpark Frank.
I did watch an interview with him. He's like, I want to be 35 with a pot belly. I think I'll look good with a pot belly. I was like, all right, Jordan. Serious answer, sponsorship. I shoot with Sony cameras, so probably a Sony.
Nice.
My first Sony sponsorship or something.
Word.
Yeah.
I see you make and actually one of my favorite things that you do, which is probably one of the more lower key things that doesn't get the most attention, is these fake magazine covers, which I think are absolutely spectacular because you can't even find magazines anymore. So like to create a fake one is funny on like multiple levels. But I wanted to ask, what was the best magazine that you remember growing up?
That's a good question. So I guess I'll start off and say, like when I was a kid and we'd go like grocery shopping with my folks, like you would find me in the magazine aisle constantly. Like I would just be like, all right, I'm gonna just go over here. And so I'd pick up the Source, I'd pick up Blaze, I'd pick up Double XL. Double XL was a little bit newer when I was about that age or something like that. So like honestly, it was always music. Like music was where it always went to first off. I mean, non-pornographic magazine to masturbate to, obviously Better Homes and Gardens, but
obviously.
That's a Step Brothers reference for Team Asar that's listening. That wasn't a curse word joke. I don't want to get in trouble.
That's right.
I used to flip through all those magazines, bought a bunch of them. Actually, I'll have to find a picture of it. I like plastered my wall, cut out all of my favorite artists and stuff like that.
That's exactly what I did too.
I did the exact same thing. See, this is coming together. This is sharing, supporting, and showing love. That's what we do here on the show.
Well, I couldn't afford the poster, so I just cut out the album flyer inside the magazine and then put it on the wall.
That is exactly what I did. My 3/4 of my wall was a collage of every artist for like 5 years.
Right.
All right, moving on. Since you're talking about music and we're at the end of the year, album of the year. Boots Howard's album of the year.
Album of the year. Oh, that is a good question. Honestly, I listen to music based off of the mood that I'm in. So I go through a lot of music that doesn't fit into the year that I'm listening to. And honestly, I listen to a lot of stuff that I'm working on, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of my time is spent with folks that I'm listening to. Oh, that is a really good question. It's so tough. Okay.
Bear in mind, your team is watching, so if you don't,
we didn't drop an album this year, so I can't.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, no, my 2020 and my 2021 blends together. If I'm honest.
Yeah. Yeah, because we did Flight of the Honeybee last year.
Yeah, I was thinking Flight of the Honeybee was early 21, but it was definitely 20.
Star dropped three singles this year. Album of the year. All right. So one of my favorite albums I've been listening to a lot. I'll just say this. Completely left field. Black Pumas.
Okay.
Black Pumas.
Shout out to Rick Wilson. I think he's touring with them.
Oh, bet.
Yeah.
They are. I love that album. I go back to Big Crit's album a lot. The first album that he had on the independent route after he left Def Jam, so self-titled Big Crit. And then I guess some of the stuff that, just like everything I've been listening to for all the folks that I've mentioned already, honestly. Silk Sonic would be up there too.
Word. All right, now the next one is Song of the Year. Is there one song that sticks out from your play? I guess it doesn't have to be Song of the Year, but Song of the Year for you.
Song of the Year. Oh man.
Yeah, you didn't think it. We haven't even gotten to the tough questions yet. See?
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm gonna
listen. If you don't say Tech Nine and The Rock face off, then what are we doing?
Has Chingy dropped anything this year?
We could check.
Song of the Year, honestly, and I'm just gonna say this because it's not a SARS album or song, but Rock Chain.
I would agree. Thank you for saying that because I've been playing the fuck out of that lately, and I fully agree.
Suede is
Suede is insane. We had Suede on the show. He's really like a mad scientist. He's incredible.
That's a guy that can leave me speechless though too. Like if I'm not careful and trying to troll Suede, like I'll get put in my place if I'm not careful. That's a funny dude.
Word. Okay. We were talking with Solo Sam earlier this year, and we realized there's a cultural divide along my next question. So I'll leave it as simple as possible. Pumpkin pie or sweet potato pie?
Sweet potato pie.
Wow.
I grew up on pumpkin pie. That's all we had. But again, I come from the mayonnaise culture, so like I don't think I had sweet potato pie until I was in my late 20s or something like that.
Yeah.
Nobody makes it. But if I had a choice, right, 2 pies on the table, it's sweet potato pie.
Yo, I had to find that shit out for myself this year at age 26. So I'm taking the Boots Howard route. Maybe one day I can be a lawyer just like you, man.
I mean, set your goals high. Set them high.
All right. My last question here is as stupid as possible, but I was sitting here thinking about what I could ask, and I thought of this. What is the best boot brand?
Best boot brand.
There's a lot of options here. You could go with the classic Timbs. You could go with the cozy Uggs. You know,
say lugs?
No. You could also go with lugs.
It's like bring it back, Boots. Bring lugs back. Make
Flex.
yes.
Flex have a sponsorship with Lugs.
Yes.
Flex and Baby from Cash Money. I think they both had sponsorships from Lugs. Obviously, Lugs. I don't know.
The Birdman boot. Yeah, exactly. When you're ripping your artists off, what other boot is there to wear?
Exactly. Oh man, that's funny. I got a pair of Doc Martens, not like the big chunky soles or whatever, but like, yeah. When I came up with the boots name or decided on that, like went out and bought a pair of boots because I needed something for branding, and yeah. So I love my Doc Marten boots. They're like 6 or 7 years old now.
You heard it here first, folks. The best boots brand is either Lugs or Doc Martens. Song of the Year, Rock Chain, Sweet Potato Pie, all the way. And if you weren't alive for Double XL in the source, you missed out on a lot.
You missed it. All right. Boots Howard joining us here tonight on Weekend at Games. Thank you for giving us your time, your laugh, your stories. Please have a great holiday and a fantastic new year. We look forward to seeing you in 2022.
Hey, thank you guys. And good luck on the 100th show you guys got coming up.
Hey, we'll send you a little Christmas present. Maybe you can get in for free. Don't worry about
it. Yeah, I already looked at the calendar. I'm open that day, so let me know.
I'll be in your inbox.
I appreciate you guys and what you're doing. So keep it up. Keep it up for sure. We'll talk soon.
Sounds good. Boots Howard tonight on Weekend at Games. Good night. And good night, America. That's going to be our show tonight. Episode 95 in the books. We are finishing the year strong.
5 episodes left, Weekend Gabe. 5 episodes left.
Listen, I don't know if I've ever done 100 things really good. And so I'm really excited that this show has 100 fantastic episodes on our YouTube channel, if you didn't know. But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm also sad that the year's closing out. Thursday night is going to be our last show with Elliot Serrano. I think the screening is tonight.
Make the sign, kid. You gotta spider up. Spider up, yay. That's what I'm talking about. We're talking all Spider-Man on Thursday night, and we're taking a look back at our favorite episodes from this good-ish year of 2021.
Yeah, I think all the screening is tonight for Chicago for Spider-Man. So I'm sure Elliot is going to see it tonight. No, we're going to make sure that he provides zero spoilers.
Zero spoilers. No spoilers on the episode because I just got my tickets for Sunday. So that's what we're going to do on that front.
Yeah, I might have to join you. So we'll see. I got to talk to the family because we're going to Oak Park Lake Theater is fantastic and it's fucking huge.
Did somebody say Oak Park?
Hey, there you go.
Oh.
Hey, get it in when you can. But yeah, so I'm really excited about the year closing out strong, but also I'm really excited about what awaits us at the top of 2022. So again, go get your tickets. Head to our Weekend at Gabe's. Any of the social medias, the link to the tickets are there, or you can go directly to Bourbon on Division, or Dude 312 has it up. Hopefully we'll start to get some media behind it and we'll get some more noise about it. But I'm really excited about this. I really want anyone watching now to buy a ticket. Tell a friend. Go with someone. You don't want to go alone. Who likes to? I've gone to hip hop shows alone. Let me tell you, it's not really that great. But go with someone else, and it'll be that much more fun. Absolutely. But also the people that are expected to be in the audience. It's going to be a networking.
Listen, the tickets are $20 because we want all $20 to go to the artist primarily, thanks to Cash Drop Biz, right? But all of the people in the room will be people we talked about tonight on the show. Will be people that know Boots Howard personally, that have maybe eaten sweet potato pie with him before. So you come for the artists. You stay for the connections and the experience. And that is what we do here on this show. And why? Because we do 3 things, Weekend Gabe. What are they?
We share, we support, and all we do is show love.
That is what we do, America. It is time to leave. We're out. We will see you Thursday. It's the end of the show. Don't stick around any longer. It's going to be nothing. We're talking Spider-Man. Spider-Man, damn it. And looking back at our favorite shows. It's going to be incredible. Stay tuned.
All right. Shout out again to Queen Mars, Boots Howard. We're out, America. Follow us. See you on Thursday. Hey, I'm Weekend Gabe. Thanks for checking out this latest episode of Weekend at Gabe's. Click on any of the links swirling around my head and also hit the subscribe button while you're here. Thanks for checking out us here on YouTube.